Right, so today I wanted to make a new series. It's mainly about some questions I found on Reddit about football and some interesting topics which otherwise I wouldn't really get to speak about. I've got some notes here which I've got to answer these questions. It's a new series I'm going to be starting, so I go through Reddit, go through Twitter to find any interesting football questions, and just talk about them and see what happens. Because I love talking about football questions. They're some of the greatest and most opinionated questions which you can answer, in my opinion. And that's why they're so fun. It's because they're opinions, right? No one's got a definitive answer on who's right and who's wrong, and that's one of the best parts about football. So yeah, let's get into it. Number 1, in your opinion, who is the best player of the Messi-Ronaldo era? Now, the best player in the Messi-Ronaldo era for me is, you've got 3 options already, right? So I've got a note here. So you've got 3 options. In my opinion, you've got Lewandowski, you've got Neymar, and you've got Suarez. Now, Suarez is an underrated one. Neymar's the obvious choice. So you've got Lewandowski, who's an honourable mention in my opinion. He's got, in his whole career, he's averaged 1.02 goals and assists per 90. It's quite good. Then you look at Neymar and Suarez, they're equal on 1.06 goals and assists per 90, which is insane, right? They're either getting a goal or assist every 90 minutes, more than a goal or assist per 90 minutes. That's crazy, right? In my opinion, a lot of people will say Neymar because of the flair, the skill, he's amazing to watch. He's just not been as consistent as Luis Suarez has. Luis Suarez is one of the best players of all time in my opinion, and is severely underrated, never got the credit he deserved, other than some of his accolades which I've got right here. So he won the 2013-14 Player of the Season, which is in the Premier League, which is when he had that insane Premier League season where he just went off, and I think he missed a lot of that season, but he still was like, I think he was easily, I can't really even remember how many goals he scored, but he was insane in that season. Then you've also got some of Luis Suarez's other accolades, which include 6 league titles. He won the 14-15 Champions League, 13-14 PFA Players Player of the Year. He's severely underrated, and everyone's going to say Neymar, and people are going to say you're wrong. It's Neymar. However, I just don't agree. Suarez is unbelievable, and even winning it with Atletico Madrid, he's never stopped. And I think a lot of people, and especially like Premier League watchers, kind of forgot about how good he was because he only spent 1 season in Liverpool. So it's easy to forget him, but he's one of the most underrated players of all time, in my opinion. The way he played, the goal scoring, everything about him was amazing. And it's sad that he's I'm not sure he's at Atletico in Madrid anymore. I'm not sure where he's going to go, but it seems like it's the end of an era kind of thing. Question 2, who is the best player in the Premier League right now? Right, so for this one, it's quite obvious. It's going to be Mohamed Salah. I don't care what anyone says. It's not Kevin De Bruyne in any way whatsoever. Mohamed Salah, 36 goals plus assists this season, which is the best in the whole Premier League. Then you've got 1.17 goals or assists per 90, which he's the top clear on both. He had an okay end to the season. It wasn't great. It wasn't anything like the first half of the season, let's be honest. The first half of the season was insane, and it was obviously unsustainable to reach the heights that he did, as high as he did, you know. But the way he plays and the way he played this season was amazing. It was kind of after AFCON where things went downhill, which is expected. He lost the final. He didn't get into the World Cup either through the qualifiers. It's been a hard year. They lost the Champions League final, didn't score a goal in 2 finals, domestic finals this season. He wasn't the best player in the second half of the season, but the reason why people are saying Kevin De Bruyne is recency bias, in my opinion. Kevin De Bruyne was amazing for the end of the season. In my opinion, he wasn't better than Salah. When you take the whole season into account, shown by the stats there, just goal scoring, assisting, and people are going to say Kevin De Bruyne does other things, but it's the main point of the game is to score goals and assist people. Question 3, if you had to delete a team from existence, who would it be? So for me, it's going to be any yo-yo club. So I'm talking Norwich, Fulham, Bournemouth, Burnley. Bournemouth and Burnley, boring the most boring teams in existence, by the way. Some of the most boring teams in existence. I can't remember watching a Bournemouth game and thinking, wow, these lot excite me. Or a Burnley game. And I know people say, oh, you don't understand the football. Stuff like this. It's boring, okay? It's not what you want to see. So, boring. Also, Watford, the Troy Deeney moment, for me as a Leicester fan, wasn't the funnest time for my existence, but we take it. It's good. I wouldn't. They're also a yo-yo club as well. I don't like yo-yo clubs. They're boring. They come up, go down, just hoard money essentially, and then ruin the championship as well by just winning every game and having the best players in the league. Just pick one. It's boring. Question 4: who is better, Alisson or Ederson? Now, for me, it's quite obvious. If you watch football, you'll understand that Ederson has the best defence in the world in front of him, the best team in the world in front of him on paper, and talent-wise, they're easily the best team in the world. He doesn't have to do as much, let's be honest. Even though he doesn't have to do as much, he's conceded 26 goals to Alisson's 24 goals, with a post-shot expected XG at plus 4.1 for Alisson and minus 2.2 for Ederson, which shows the skill levels. Ederson is not saving what he should be, and Alisson is saving more than he should be, realistically, right? That's what those stats kind of show in a way. It doesn't show everything, but it shows kind of what it should. And an even more damning stat to this argument is the save percentage stats, which is 75.3% this season for Alisson and 69.9% for Ederson this season. And it really does emphasise how much the team in front of Ederson supports him. Now, obviously, Liverpool have one of the best teams in the world, right? However, it's not the same thing. The way Liverpool play high lines, Alisson has to come out and basically he's the last man, isn't he? Man City have the ball all the time. Liverpool play such a high line with two fullbacks that aren't defensively minded. They have two of the best centre-backs in the world, but the whole Man City back line and midfield is tailored to defend properly and well, so they don't ever have to put Ederson in a situation where he's conceding as many goals as he even should be. It's not great that he's conceding even this many goals to me personally. Question 5: who is your favourite player in the Premier League? One from your own team and one from another. So for me, from my own team, it's Vardy. I've seen him win the Premier League and the Community Shield actually, and the FA Cup. All great times in our history. I enjoyed them all. It's interesting to say that a lot of people don't like Vardy. He's very passionate about the club. He's one of the longest serving servants for the club as well. And I love how he didn't leave us for an Arsenal like Mahrez did to Man City, or Kante, even though I love him. He moved to Chelsea. It's nice to have someone there for you that loves the club and always never really wanted to leave, as long as we match the wages of those bigger clubs, which is fair enough. He's had an amazing career, one of my favourite players of all time, and I love the celebrations, and he's one of the most clinical goal scorers I've ever seen play football. It's insane how clinical he is, and his skill as well. His skill is so underrated, how he can move the ball, how his even his distribution, passing, he's amazing. If you watch him enough, you'll see. And from another team, it's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold. I do quite enjoy Liverpool. I support, I'd rather Liverpool win than Man City. I love Trent, the way he plays, his passing abilities, free kicks, the way he plays is amazing. How he doesn't really have a kind of position, as it were. He's kind of a right back, but then a right midfielder, or even a right winger at times. The way he plays is amazing, and I love how I've seen interviews with him. He seems like a lovely guy, and I personally enjoy watching him play. Number 6: which Premier League player do you hate the most? This comment said Jack Grealish. I agree. As being someone from an Irish heritage, the fact that these players can move nationalities whenever they feel like it, and use the country that I love, is the country where my family are from, as training wheels is quite upsetting and embarrassing, to be honest. It should not be allowed. You should have to stick with that theme. I don't care if it was at youth level. You should have to stick with it. You can't. It's not right to change. And he annoyed me when he did that because I can't put it into words how I'm saying. Next, if you had to bring one team up to the Premier League from any English division, which team would it be? Now, I would say Forest, but obviously they're here now because I love a rival. You know, I love a good rivalry. Other than Forest, I'm not going to say Derby. I hate Derby so much. Other than them, I would probably say Millwall. I've been to a few Millwall games when they came to Leicester. Great team, great fan base. I love I don't know how to explain it. I love the passion. It's great passion. And I love the passion. Scary people, but I love the passion. What's your most unpopular opinion in the Premier League? So this could be a whole nother video. I enjoy VAR. Well, not enjoy it, but I don't think it's as bad as people say. A lot of the decisions that are made are based on rules. It's not really about the VAR, it's about the rules. A lot of the time. Like, it's about how hard the game is to ref in itself. Every sport has bad calls. I think there's things you can do to improve it. For example, giving like the coaches one time to use VAR throughout the whole game, so it's not getting called off every goal, and then you're giving the linesman an actual job instead of them being no use to anyone at the moment. They don't do anything because VAR will just check it anyway. So I think you give the coaches or the managers one timeout kind of thing where they're allowed to use VAR to check it. And that's it. You get one, because then it's down to the manager and the video team to say what they've seen. Whereas right now it's kind of like, oh, we'll just check this, we'll check everything. I think you should still be able to check in that instance if that were true. You should still be able to check for red cards or blatantly bad ones, just not offsides, just not anything that is silly that's causing something bad, because then the fans will get what they want. They can celebrate when they want. It's just one time that they have to worry about, and it's like this in basketball, it's like this in a lot of sports. I don't think it's that bad. Forest or Huddersfield. Now this has happened already, but I just wanted to comment on it because I want Forest to come up. I love a derby. They might not think of us as a rival. They hate Derby more than they hate us, but just being a Leicester City fan, I want some sort of rivalry. We've been in the league for however long without Forest, and it just felt like we're just playing. There's no big games for us. Playing like Midlands derbies against Wolves and Aston Villa, and I don't care. It's boring. Well, I obviously care, but it's not the same as playing like Nottingham Forest like it was in the FA Cup, where they absolutely demolished us. I was so angry. I was so angry after that game, because some of my family are from Nottingham, so I was so angry after that game. I can't wait till that's back twice a season as well. It's going to be amazing. Question 10. Why do English fans hate Harry Kane? Because he's boring. I hate Harry Kane because he's just annoying. He doesn't understand. He's great. He's a great player. He's just boring. When he went on, it was like one of the American talk shows. He's the most boring person in the Premier League. I promise you. You hear him speak, nothing interesting comes out of this man's mouth. Nothing. It's not a personality contest. This isn't American sports. There's not a personality really behind a lot of the players, which is fine. You don't need to live your life. I don't know why they put him on a talk show. And it's just like Tottenham. I don't really like Tottenham. I find them annoying. They're not really my thing, to be honest. Tottenham aren't really my favourite team. I don't like Harry Kane because he used to play for Leicester. He was a loanee at Leicester. I've never really seen him play at Leicester. He's just not my kind of player. He's slow. Well, he's not slow, but he's not. I enjoy players like Vardy, like fast break, counter attacking. That's what I grew up on. Leicester City, counter attacking, on the break, fast passes, amazing quick plays and goals. He's kind of like a slow kind of just finisher, deadly finisher. And that's not really what I'm into. I'm really into fast breaks. Oh, they're on the run. and you've got like, it's like the adrenaline leading up to the goal. That's what I live for. That's what I love. Like, I've loved watching Leicester over the years, like a counter-attacking team. It's been amazing. Right, so that was the end of the video. I just want to say a big thank you to you if you have watched this video. I'm trying to make this a series where I I react to different posts and stuff and try and get my answers backed up with some statistics which I personally understand and think back up my points. So if you do like this, then give a like to the video and subscribe to the channel if you want. It's been great making this video. I've enjoyed so much of it, writing it and thinking about different football things. It's been amazing. So I just wanted to say thank you.